today I wanted to show you my alphabetized notebook that I use as a new nurse practitioner. I've talked about this a ton for like whether you're a new nurse, a new NP, a new literally anything. This could work in any field, any major, any job. It's just the notebook that I use to organize all the new information that I'm learning at my job. I get tons of questions about it, so I was like, I'll just make a video all about it. So I'll walk you through it real quick. We'll talk about how I made it, how I use it, why I think it could be helpful for you, and hopefully make your life at your new job or role a little bit easier, because we all know that's already hard enough. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Liz. I'm a family nurse practitioner. Before that, I was a med surg and a pediatric nurse, so I've been new at different jobs, and I wish I had thought of this sooner. I only thought of it for my NP job. Bummer, but better late than never. So let's dive in and see what this is all about. All right, so this is the notebook, guys. I bought it at Target. It was cheap. I went and I looked for one that just looked sturdy, like it wouldn't fall apart on me, and this is what I came up with. And I didn't want it to be like too gigantic, but if you like bigger notebooks, if you like smaller ones, whatever floats your boat. So when I bought this, it was totally blank. It didn't have these tabs on it, and I just bought little tabs. They're clear here, and then they're, you know, colored on the side, and then I literally wrote the alphabet on them. Done. You could also maybe buy a notebook that is alphabetized, but this is what worked for me. And then I just laid them out so you can see the whole alphabet on the side. So I took my plain notebook, put the stickers on it, labeled the stickers with the alphabet, and that's basically all the setup you have to do. Okay, so how do I actually use the notebook? That might be helpful to know. So I use it for all things I need to reference quickly. This isn't my huge reference notebook where I keep all of my NP info and algorithms and charts and guidelines. I have a whole separate notebook for that. This is quick, easy stuff. And I organize it under the alphabetized tabs. So say I want a quick treatment for allergies, and I want to know what are my top 2 treatments for allergies. I would go to A and I would look it up, and I have, you know, Zyrtec or Claritin, Flonase, however I want to use it, just like that. Other things that I have under A are, you know, anxiety, common meds for that. Acne, what are the top treatments for acne that I can just look at real quick? Anemia, what are the labs I need to order when someone is anemic? How do I order those in our specific computer system with LabCorp? Abdominal x-ray, what the different x-rays show. So a KUB will show this, or this will show this, 2-view, on and on, like little reminders like that. And the whole thing is just filled with that. And that's pretty much how the whole entire book goes. So this could be literally whatever you want. I wish, like I said, I thought of this earlier. This would have been a really cool thing to have at my nursing job. So what should I be maybe thinking about asking for if my patient is nauseous? File it under N, Zofran, Phenergan, Benadryl, all of those things. That way, when you go through to look, you can have some things in the back of your head to maybe be like, hey, can I have this for my patient? Or if you need to do discharge and you can't remember exactly what you need to do for a discharge, write down the steps for a discharge in here. You want to remember the protocols real quick for alcohol withdrawal and monitoring a patient for that. How often are you checking? How often are you charting? Write it down in here. How often do you change IV tubing? Write it down in here. That way, when you ask a question to your preceptor or whoever you're working with, you could even use this as a student nurse. You don't have to ask the same question over and over and over. You have somewhere to organize the information quickly, and this can live in your bag, at work, wherever, and you can easily reference it. Obviously, asking questions is perfect, but it gives you a little bit of a confidence boost if you don't have to ask the same question over and over, I've found. I have no problem asking questions. I have no problem with other people asking me questions, but it's nice to feel a little bit empowered sometimes, like, okay, I'm not quite sure of this, but I know where to find the answer because I've asked this before. And in my practice now, it makes it a lot quicker for things that I see all the time. I can be like, ooh, I think I wrote this down. Let's just look at it real quick. And then if I need to deep dive, do anything, look at algorithms or guidelines, I can look in my full notebook that I have with me or any of my other resources that I use at work. So that is pretty much what the bulk of this book has. In the very back here, I have other random notes that are job specific for my job. So what kind of labs should I order with a physical exam? I have all of those listed. What are the different components of a physical exam I absolutely need to touch on? Because now I have that down pat, but in the beginning, I needed a little reminder so I could go in and type my template out because I just didn't know it yet. Now I don't have to look at that. I have vaccines written down in here. Common vaccines I talk about at work, how many doses are in each vaccination series, at what age they can get them, and who they're basically recommended for. I have lists of all the different people I refer out to and what their names are and what city they are in. That way if I say, I need to refer you to a cardiologist, where do you live? Okay, perfect. Let me go look up real quick who we're gonna send you to because I don't know all of those off the top of my head yet. I also have lots of CPT codes in here. So I have a whole pages of ICD-10 codes that I can quickly glance up. It's kind of sticky tacked to my wall. I also Google ICD-10 codes a lot, but CPT codes are a little bit different. So I just wrote them in here. Eventually, I'm sure I'll make a whole document of CPT codes, but for now, they live in here. And also just some procedures of how to do things, how I send a referral through my computer system, how I do different things for home health, all of that. That's all in here, so I don't have to ask the woman I work with over and over and over again and have her lose her mind. And that's it, guys. Super simple, super quick. I hope if you guys make one and use it that you love it just as much as I do. It's a really nice way to do a quick reference. Like I said, this is my quick reference notebook. This doesn't have all the algorithms. This is not a dive deep thing. I do have an NP binder available on my website if you're interested in my family nurse practitioner kind of more deep dive binder where I have algorithms and guideline updates for diabetes and all the other chronic and acute conditions you typically see in primary care. That's on my website. I will link that down below in case you're interested in it. But this is much more for you to make something that is job specific, that is very moldable to whatever you need it to be wherever you work in anything. All right, hope that explained this a little bit better for you guys. If you have any other questions on how to make one, anything like that, leave them in the comments down below. And hopefully it's helpful for you guys in being able to empower you a little bit in your new role, because that's always a little bit of a tricky situation, but you'll get there. Eventually you will reference it less and less. I reference this a little bit less and less every day. I still write a ton in it, but I'm flipping back to some of those frequently asked things a little less because it's finally absorbing in my brain, and you will get to that point too. All right, guys, hope that was helpful for you. Again, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Liz. I'm a family nurse practitioner and I make weekly nursing and NP videos just like this on Tuesdays. And on Saturdays, I have a vlog where I document my life in and out of work. So if you're into that, consider subscribing below and head over to Instagram. That's where I'm most active if you're interested in messaging me, asking me a question. I also share a lot of fun tidbits about what I see and I'm learning at work in my stories every day. So if you're into that, head over there as well. Question of the day is just how do you keep track of your new information if it's not something like this? I'd love to hear about your methods because I always am trying to learn new ways to organize new information so I can try to empower myself and not ask all the questions all the time, because I ask questions all day, every day still, and feel like I will for quite some time. But I don't think that's bad. Like I said, I think it's scary when people stop asking questions. That is a red flag all around. So keep asking questions, write them down, learn some things, you'll get the hang of it. You got this. Hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.